Hi Earthlings. Okay, so two things. One is we have a party across the road, so if you hear that sound in the background, it's the party across the road. It's a young man's 21st. And also my glasses are broken. I noticed dramatically in the last video when they were skew if I've got an arm missing. Alright, now to continue. I've been studying quite a lot, and I'm talking about the Pluto generation, the 20 years that we're in Pluto, and what it's called is university. So Pluto in Aquarius is university. This is how I would like you to all look at it. Now I'm going to read to you what I've found out. Whoops. Oh, sorry, I'll put it here. It makes it a bit easier so you can see. So, in Pluto's university, there are only two kinds of people: neurotic people or psychotic people. Neurotic people perceive themselves, understand their innermost self-talk, and to a degree they are consciously aware of themselves and what's going on around them and what's going on in their mind. Thankfully, 9 out of 10 people are neurotic, and only 10% of humanity don't have it. This 10% perceive the world as there for them to take from, and they behave in the world in an egocentric way. They do what they do, and they have incredible self-belief. People around them are either dominated by them or avoid them. Psychotic people like to take risks, and they call that having fun. They do it because they don't have that balancing factor going on in their mind that says, I think taking this risk might be a bit stupid. Psychotic people appear to be very attractive because they are adventurous. Neurotic people should avoid being around or near psychotic people. Neurotic people think more, they think a lot, especially about risks. Neurotic people have 3 options. Right, so from now on I'm just discussing neurotic people because we all know about psychotic people. Now basically, number 1, we can become some type of Buddhist monk, and I can tell you now that we do. We enjoy our alone time. It's not really lonely. It's quite peaceful, and we mix with the community, and then we come back to our space, and we're quite happy to do that. Now, so 3 options. That's the first option. The second option is we listen to what people tell us that we should do, and we take that dodgy path, and those people that advised us such aren't usually on this path, and you end up walking around in a suicide vest because you shouldn't have listened to them. Well, I did that too. So I'd like to tell you all that this is my second Saturn return, not my first, my second. So I'm 58 years of age. I've already had my first Saturn return. I know everything that I did wrong, and this is my second Saturn return, and I am absolutely 100% on the mission to make sure I get everything correct this time around. Excuse me, I'm so sorry you lost me there. I'm moving around a little bit too much. Hope that's okay. Now, number 3, we realize that our body is generating chemistry to cope with our external situation, and this is our opportunity to flip anxiety, concerns, worries, fears, and say, hey, look, something's happening to me here and now, and it's doing it to save me. My body is doing this to save my life, okay? So we look at it positively, intelligently, and we say to ourselves, this is interesting, this is very interesting. Be it grief or heartache or sorrow, we speak to the emotion and we say, there can be a possibility of an ability here. We speak to ourselves intelligently and we listen to our inner answer. And then we visualize it and we move accordingly. This is kind of like using our psyche quite a bit. And also it's, when you're in that crisis moment and you've got to make a decision, you're like, oh my gosh, what should I do? Do I do this or that? The answer will come straight away, but the answer is usually something we're scared of. We're like, oh, I'm a bit scared to do that. I'm going back to my first Saturn return. I'm a bit scared to do that because, what if this, what if that, what if they don't care, whatever it is, right? And so we take the unknown path of the person who advised us that we shouldn't have listened to, and we follow that, and we're just like lost. Okay, so now when our body is making these chemicals, we are to take this chemistry and harness it, letting our mind compose itself and act. Just pop this here. Hopefully I'm not going to break the thing. So we harness our chemistry. So if our heart is pumping, what if I fail? We speak to our heart and we hope. I hope I don't. Now, if our heart is pumping, I feel so afraid, speak to your heart saying, what about the rewards? Okay, so intelligence is knowing the right thing to say to ourself, our heart, our self is our soul's energetic life field. And we must use the power of our words while we're here on this earth. We're keeping so much inside ourselves, us neurotic people. Now, all this chemistry and this heart pumping and stuff that's going on, this is actually our life force. So if we manage ourselves, we can manage our emotions, and then we can manage the situation. Only psychotic people cope well with stress. They cope with it very, very well. Neurotic people can't. Psychotic people are like a bull in a china shop, plowing ahead. So sensitive people have to adapt so that they can work around them, adapt with strategies, harness your inner chemistry, your life force, and act. Act, and you cannot be destroyed by the psychotic people. They are your wake-up call. Don't be afraid to take to look for the opportunity to take the risk and reap the rewards. You might only have a second, but in that split second, you will save your life. And I am definitely speaking from experience. Now, this other thing about liberation, I love the word. I've only just learned it because of the two shepherding moons of Prometheus and Pandora that are in the F ring of Saturn. But liberation, to balance or sway. To balance, to sway. To sway. I love the word. Now, a reciprocating motion in which an object with a nearly fixed orientation repeatedly rotates slightly back and forth, the oscillation of excitation and dampening processes. And the image was like a fulcrum point in the center with a ball at the top and a ball at the bottom, and it was just like going like this. So I wish I had a thing. I'm so sorry. One moment. So imagining the fulcrum, imagine that's a ball at the top and at the bottom here, and it was doing this, okay? So we've got a planet here and a planet here, and it's in this motion all the time. We can also look at this as the planets, I just noticed, going retrograde and forward in their motion as well as they're moving around our sun. So anyway, when we're under pressure, how to bring your potential, how to bring out your potential under stress. When you're in a highly pressurized moment in time, when you're literally fearing for your life or something like this, something will come to you and you'll be like really afraid to do it. But if you take that leap, literally, you will save your life. Now, so what I've got here is you can tolerate, how to bring out your potential under stress so that you can tolerate high stress business situations, because remembering our business, it's about our business. Now that can be your personal business and your personal life, it can be a physical business. And I want to tell you, my business this year, even though I'm running on my trade at the moment, my business is actually not that. It's something else, but I'm still keeping it a secret for a while. Now, because the upcoming 20 years of Pluto transiting through the zodiacal house of Aquarius is like university. We are in our peer group, but measured individually and graded. It's not about competing with others. Remember, Dragon came fifth. So Dragon could obviously beat Rat, beat Rabbit. I forgot the other guys that we've gone through. Dragon could have beat them all, but Dragon had honor. He was working from his spirit. Spirit is in our liver. That's where your honor is. And when he saw this and he saw that, he was doing this and he was, dredging this and bringing rain here and doing all these things to work in with everyone else. He even saved Rabbit, and Rabbit got to Dragon before him. So for this 20 years, we're in our peer group, but we're measured individually and graded. So it's not about competing with others. Dragon came fifth in the great race. And it's not about fighting to the death to get the best grade or slaughtering everyone else along the way, thinking that this will get you the best grade. So how everybody's been talking about spiritual warfare, we're in a spiritual battle, all this sort of stuff like this. I want us to reconsider about this whole episode. Now, leadership skills, which is the cycle that we're in of the polarity between Aries and Libra on the axis. Remember, we're going through the nodals, the moon's nodal door opens. Oh my goodness, I can't speak. We are the zodiacal houses of Libra and Aries are in the eclipse season with the nodal axes, with the nodes. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So it's not about this. And leadership skills is about partnering with other people, combining strengths. Business is about people, cooperation, and leadership. The 4-step process is the Tuckman process. Step 1 is forming. This is the group getting together. Step 2 is storming. This is where the differences are, and we learn what someone's good at and what someone else is good at, and you're like, they could be good there, they could be good there. And then the 3rd step is norming, where the different strengths align and make for very strong teamwork. So everyone's got their little position. It's kind of like harmonics again. Remember, harmonies, everyone's got their different part that they sing and the different tone and all this sort of stuff, but together it makes beautiful harmony. And the 4th step is performing. This is managing yourself emotionally, adding value to the team. And value is another key word that we are all about during this eclipse cycle. Value, value, value. Remember, Pluto is wealth, but it's not about the money. So money is a man-made thing. They call it currency, still man-made. So when we're in the world, the matrix world, we have to use money. And money can be something that we are going to, maybe it comes into our reservoir with the dam. It might. But I want you to know that it's not a reality money. It's just some sort of a exchange that we're using at this time in the matrix. Now, but real value and real wealth are both inner qualities. So like perhaps a person has a wealth of knowledge. Well, that comes from their mind. All right, so I want you to think about the different things that I did manage to get out and say properly. And because we do have a very amazing, like literally it's going to be so amazing this year. And if I can give you as many tips as I'm giving myself and pass them on and share, then I feel I'm doing my thing for the university. Okay, so much blessings to you all. Ka kite.